Time for Sports. Simon Hardy joins us. The Champions League and Lionel Messi in stunning form as Barcelona beat Liverpool.
The inevitable Lionel Messi, wasn't it, Mark? Just absolutely immense. Once again, for Barcelona, who thrash Liverpool 3-0 at the Camp Nou. The Argentinian who stunned the Reds with another unbelievable free kick. In truth, Liverpool dominated for large patches of the game, but moments of magic from the Catalans outdid them every time. Luis Suarez was the first, scoring his first goal in the Champions League this campaign and scoring against his former team after a sublime Jordi Alba cross. Messi added a second after the break, alert to pounce on Suarez's shot, which rebounded off the woodwork. But it was in the 82nd minute that Messi produced a free kick of different class, curling in from 30 yards. His 600th goal for Barcelona, and what a way to get it. Liverpool will rue their missed chances. Milner should have scored, and Salah missed a sitter. Well, joining us now to discuss the game and the first leg of the semi-finals as a whole, I'm pleased to welcome David Webb, a senior lecturer in football studies at Solent University. David, thank you very much for joining us. Mark has just told me that you're a Red supporter, so my condolences, unfortunately. And I guess, how do you feel after that, first leg, which didn't go your way?
Yeah, I think it was a night of missed chances. I mean, like you said, Liverpool dominated for large parts of that game. Probably, Liverpool had far more of the ball than certainly I expected us to have during that game. And I'm pretty sure there's very few sides in world football who would have gone to Camp Nou and dominated the game in the way that they did. I think the difference at the end of the day was just that level of finishing. Liverpool were wasteful. There's several gilt-edged chances which you would have backed players like Salah, like Mane, like Milner, as you said, to put away, which would have tipped the balance of the tide firmly in favour of Liverpool. But at the end of the pitch, you've got quality like Suarez, like Messi, that punished Liverpool, and I think I've gone a long way in deciding the outcome of this time.
Well, before talking about Messi, is there an element here that Jurgen Klopp maybe got his tactics wrong? Joe Gomez was a big call. Roberto Firmino not playing. Granted, he was coming back from injury, but surely that played a part.
I think that was a massive call. Now, we don't know just the seriousness of Firmino's injury. And it might well be, sort of looking at social media, I sort of felt at that during the game, maybe he should have come on a little bit earlier. But Klopp knows his player, and maybe you've got to back the manager's judgment at the end of the day. I thought Gomez coming in at fullback was a big call. You sort of felt for Trent Alexander-Arnold missing out. He possibly thought that the Barca were going to be a lot more offensive, and he didn't want Trent to be turned around in the way that he perhaps has been in the past, and to give him a little bit more protection, bring Gomez in. But as the match proceeded, you felt that there was certainly an opening there for Trent to sort of fire in a few of his crosses that have been so effective this year. You saw Robertson have a lot of joy on the other side, linking up really well with Mane, causing all sorts of problems for Barcelona, forcing them into a change as well. And I think that maybe a couple of decisions, but really, I think that would be really unfair. I think it would be unfair, certainly, on Klopp. Liverpool were really undone, not by Klopp's selection, but they were really undone by two, I would probably say three moments of magic by Suarez and Messi.
Well, you've mentioned Messi, David. His 600th goal for Barcelona. Just how good was he?
I think it was a typical Messi performance. A lot of the talk before the game was Liverpool keeping him quiet, and throughout a large part of that game, Liverpool did just that. I think certainly the midfield was set up perfectly to deal with Messi, but it's very rare that Messi goes an entire 90 minutes without performing or pulling a rabbit out of the hat. And boy, did he pull a rabbit out of the hat tonight. That free kick was utterly sublime. I was talking to Mark earlier, and we were just talking there about if you could place the ball anywhere in the goal.
Couldn't do any better, could you?
He couldn't have hit it any better. The way that ball moved. I mean, he's just beaten one of the world's best goalkeepers from 30 yards. And the maddest thing about that is you can't really find anything fault with Alisson himself. It's just a goal of truly extraordinary proportions.
And just finally, David, I just wanted to ask, after both semi-finals first legs, are you surprised by the outcomes, or are you quite happy with where it is at the moment? Is it what you expected?
Well, I certainly didn't expect 3-0 tonight. As we said before, it sets up a massive night. Liverpool really have got nothing left to lose next Tuesday night. I mean, I fully expect Liverpool to attack Barca from the off. And I wouldn't at all be surprised if Liverpool, with their shooting boots back on, get a couple of early goals. And the difficulty will be keeping Barcelona out at the other end. Very rarely do they not score in ties. As for Spurs Ajax last night, I felt after the first half, I thought Ajax would go and run away with it. Spurs dug in there. They've still got to go to Amsterdam. They could still get, if they get that away goal, an early away goal, they don't have to, there's not going to be the urgency perhaps that there will be in the Liverpool game the night before. That game certainly is finely poised. And Ajax could well regret missing a lot of the gilt-edged chances that they had last night. If Spurs, with Son coming back as well, can make the chances that will come their way count.
And hopefully they'll be able to do that. David Webber, thank you very much for joining us here live on France 24. Well, there you go, Mark. You've heard it all. It's still to play for in Ajax, Tottenham and Liverpool. Barcelona.
Heard it all, seen it all, but I think Liverpool can still do it. I think get to Anfield, turn them over. I think Liverpool could do a job. I'm going to say it here, say it now on air. Liverpool can beat Barcelona because I know what Liverpool are capable of. I know what Anfield's like. Simon, thank you very much. Indeed. Great to see you, Simon, with all the sport there.